hit that subscribe button, guys. So it looks like AJ is trying to get sparring with Carlos Takam last minute before his unification fight with Joseph Parker. Or at least that's what I'm reading. I think that's an interesting choice considering the fact that he just fought Carlos Takam. But we have to keep in mind Carlos Takam fought both AJ and Joseph Parker. So if he were to spar Takam, maybe Takam could give him some insight on Joseph Parker's weaknesses as a fighter, considering the fact that he fought him. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure fighters do that. And when they're sparring in there and they fought, and let's say he's sparring a guy and he fought his opponent that he's sparring, I'm pretty sure fighters give those fighters some advice on what to do, on what they saw in the ring with them. Especially since they're paying him to spar them, right? So it's not like, you know, they're going in there for a real fight. They're getting paid, these sparring partners, to fight them. So, you know, there's probably good vibes in there. Like, if you guys remember, when Deontay Wilder was set to face Bermane Stiverne in the first fight, he actually hired Demetrius King to spar him. And if you guys remember, Demetrius King was the first guy to ever beat Bermane Stiverne. I know the stoppage was bullshit. Bermane Stiverne, that was a horrible premature stoppage. But he was officially the first guy to beat Bermane Stiverne. And what did Wilder do? He hired him as a sparring partner to prepare him, or at least as one sparring partner, to spar with him leading up to the first Bermane Stiverne fight. So I'm pretty sure when Wilder was sparring Demetrius King, he was probably telling him to give him some advice. And I'm pretty sure Demetrius King was happily, you know, smiling. Because if you look at, the lead up to that fight, you saw Demetrius King and Deontay Wilder and other sparring partners there over there in Alabama. They were all like, it looks like they were having a good time leading up to that fight, because they were like dancing, laughing, smiling. So I'm pretty sure he probably told them a lot of, you know, the weaknesses that he saw in Bermane Stiverne. So it might be the same case here. Maybe Carlos Takam will try and tell Joshua some of the weaknesses he thought or he believes Wilder has, especially since, Parker's has, especially since he's been in the ring with him. Now, these guys do seem like they have respect for each other, because after the fight, even though Takam complained, and even though I complained, because I thought that was a premature bullshit stoppage, you know, they shook hands and they looked like they had, you know, mutual respect for each other. For some reason, people act like Carlos Takam is a shit fighter. You know, every time because I remember when I was talking about like Carlos Takam having ability, a lot of people were like saying, in my video I did weeks ago, a bunch of people were saying, well, Carlos Takam isn't even that good. And what are you talking about? Carlos Takam has fought Povetkin, Anthony Joshua, Joseph Parker. He lost to all three of those guys, but those were tough fights. Those were tough fights for all those guys. It wasn't like those guys blew him out of there. Joseph Parker had a tough night to work against Carlos Takam. I thought Carlos Takam was outboxing and even at times schooling Alexander Povetkin before he got tired and gassed out and he got stationary. Because before he got tired, I thought he was outboxing him, and then he got stationary and he got knocked out. And then he fought Joshua, and some people thought that he gave Joshua some problems. So I don't understand why people act like, you know, Carlos Takam ain't shit, like he a bum. Carlos Takam is a lot better than people think he is. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have gone the distance with Joseph Parker, A. B, he wouldn't have gone 10, 11 rounds and be winning rounds against Alexander Povetkin. And C, he wouldn't have gone 10 rounds with AJ. So clearly he's better than people think he is. I don't understand why people act like this guy's some bum. But, you know, I would give any heavyweight credit for beating... I'll give any heavyweight credit for beating Takam. So, yeah, I think it would be interesting if Takam and AJ were to spar. Wouldn't necessarily help him. Wouldn't necessarily help AJ as a fighter in preparation. I don't know. I mean, it's good, you know, to spar someone in the level of Takam, but does Takam resemble Joseph Parker's style? Not really. Joseph Parker is going to be moving a lot. I mean, unless Takam tries to mimic Joseph Parker's style, unless he's like, you know, moving in sparring, because I have a big feeling Joseph Parker is going to be on his back foot, and so he's going to be moving a lot. So unless he could like duplicate that in sparring, and then yeah, I could see, because you know Takam has the ability to box. I saw him boxing on the back foot against, you know, like I said, Alexander Povetkin, or trying to be like a counterpuncher against Alexander Povetkin. I should say that he was really trying to be like a counterpuncher, and he was being a successful counterpuncher against Alexander Povetkin. So if he could kind of like try and move on the back foot, counterpunch, because I do think that Parker's probably working on counterpunches as well leading up to this fight. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. If you guys watched the video from start to finish, as always, much appreciated. Subscribe for daily boxing videos, guys. I'm out, guys. Thanks for watching.